Hey guys, Mystic Eve here at Center of Mystic Arts with Miss Valeria. She is the first guest on Tarot with me, and I think it's going to work out really well.
Hello.
So what we're going to be talking about today is a direct download from sun worship ceremony that I just did not too long ago. But as with all downloads, there are many echoes in the past that have led me up to this single thing to look into. And that is healing my relationship with authority.
Yes.
First, what does that make you feel like? What's your first thought?
So, instantly, when you presented the idea, it resonated. Like, I feel like we can both, not just both, but like many resonate with this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like authority within the household and the imbalance that creates or that holds is reflected in the exterior world and your exterior experience, and I've definitely seen echoes of that throughout my journey in this lifetime.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to see what comes up in the cards for sure.
For me, I feel mostly the big brother government fear. So for me, I've always been scared of the cops. And it has, through Gnosis, through Gnosis and help with past life memories and stuff like that, I've realized, that I've been persecuted a lot. And this is mostly where this comes from. Because, I've never even been to jail. Like, I really, in this lifetime, have no reason to fear, the cops. So, I thought we would do some cards, and she has her favorite cards, and I have my favorite cards. All right. I'll do center, north, south, east, west.
Cool.
So in the center, what is this all about? Of course it's the Joker, the fool who gets caught by the cops. Like, who has a reason to fear? Like, the kid, the bad boy, the Pluto.
Okay.
What card did you pull?
Okay, so the card of growth came out, and it's like stripping illusions. And to me,
Only one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I know. Okay,
She's
so
just like looking at all the cards.
no, so the back helps me clarify what this one is like really about. And I think that, you said it, you have no clue why you are afraid of the cops, And I think that this is just carried on lifetime after lifetime. And so stripping ourselves of these illusions, is this fear actually ours, or are we taking it on?
This card is labeled growth.
Right.
To expand.
Expand from these beliefs. Like, when you fear something, then you're just going to continue to experience it in order to heal that, Like, at least that's how that's...
Fresh tattoo.
Yeah, this one. But yeah, that's what that makes me think of. Echoes of past lives and carrying onto burdens that old wounds.
Yeah. It's also making me think of growing up a little bit too. Because, like, the Joker's the kid,
Right.
And growth is growing up.
Right.
And our perspective changes as we grow up. We were talking about this, like, in every stage of life, you have a completely different perspective, and you see things differently, and there's different vantage points. Yeah. Healing my relationship with authority is very linked to healing my relationship with money. Because when you have money, you can get away with shit. Right. And I was raised with a lot of bad people that had a lot of money. And my dad was a lawyer. When I was a kid, dude, with my dad, I was so mad at him, I found an excerpt in the Bible that said all lawyers basically were going to go to hell.
You
I
do?
can't remember the psalm or the verse, but it is in the Bible. He got so mad, dude. I got in so much trouble. I'm pretty sure he beat me for that.
Damn. And yeah, and so that like ties into what I was just trailing off into in my mind was like, again, these are just reflections of the relationship that we had with authority in our homes. It builds up anger. It builds up resentment towards people who are trying to like keep you like in this box or in this line, or you know, to follow certain guidelines. Like you don't want to do that because you have this relationship with it that is like this hurts me, you know, or this doesn't this doesn't allow me to feel free to do the things that I want to do or desire to do. And yeah, it's just reflections and mirrors.
Totally. So in the north, what is in the ether, what we're thinking about, the 9 of diamonds. Now, this is earth. The 9 is a completion number, but not quite yet. It can still fall apart. It is the 9 that is about to burst forth into 10. In the Kabbalistic tree of life, it's the Yesod, the moon, earth, and grounded. What card did you pull?
Divine timing.
Timing.
Right, timing. Yeah, like over time we start to see the truth of where these beliefs come from when it comes to having like unbalanced or unhealed or wounded relationships with authority. And like with that 9 that came up, it's up to us to let it go. You know, it's up to us to heal and begin to change and like reprogram our beliefs, because I mean, I think at the root there's nothing wrong with authority. Like large groups of people need structure.
Yeah, Jupiter. You know, Jupiter and Saturn really come into play with, well, and Mars. Because Mars has that discipline, like that really fiery action, animal instinct, success. But Saturn has those limitations, and, you know, she's almost like the grandmother.
Right.
With Jupiter being the boss, the authority, the laws.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with having that structure, and
you know, we just are so used to having it be corrupt.
Right. And
like, can we imagine a world where our authority, our government is with enlightened beings?
And that's literally the card that just popped out earlier. I don't know if the camera caught that, but the card that came out was grounding. And finding like a grounded way and like a balanced way of being able to project that authority would allow us a completely different relationship with it. But you know, I think that divine timing card too is like we're working up towards that as a collective.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure. And fear is never a good vibrational feeling. It definitely calls in some negative vibrations, right? So I definitely feel like there shouldn't be anything that should make me be so scared I'm shaking anymore. I mean, I'm 44. I'm not that scared of cops anymore. This is like, you know, old wounds, but we're working on it, right? See, like, okay, when I think about my abundance and my wealth, you know, if I want to, you know, maybe start doing taxes because I need to.
Right.
Because like once you make so much, you've got to do taxes, which has always also kept me from making a lot of money. Like I make what I need, but not enough that I need to do taxes. People ask me all the time, "What, you don't do taxes?" I'm like, "No, I don't do taxes." What? They don't even know I exist anymore because I'm like in Costa Rica half the time, and I live in the United States, but I don't live there anymore. Anyway, you know, I mean,
the whole thing.
If I start making the kind of wealth that would enable me to make CoMA a bigger facility to help more people, I might have to do that kind of shit. I might have to get a lawyer.
It's just a part of the Matrix thing.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta step into it
Yeah.
to be able to play it,
Right, to play the game,
Right.
you gotta work with those authority figures.
Right.
So let's see what's keeping us grounded, since you said something about the grounding, right?
Yeah, I did.
You know, he came up this morning, the King of Diamonds. He's the Emperor. And we actually read what he had to say. What do you think about that? What card is that?
It's anger.
Anger.
Dude, that's ancestral wounds.
Yeah.
Like, straight up ancestral wounds. And makes us feel like we can't stand in our power because we're being told, or at least have this belief that we're trying to be controlled. And in some cases it has been that way. I mean, I feel like we've seen it time and time again throughout history. It has been about control, like controlling the masses and
Absolutely.
like trying to get people to fit in these boxes and like playing these like loops like constantly. There are people that live like in these brain dead cycles.
Wake up,
every
eat
single
breakfast,
day.
go to work, come home, watch
Yes,
TV, eat
and-
dinner, go to sleep, do over
Yeah,
and
and that causes like so many wounds on so many levels. How do you say multi-dimensional?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
seriously. And this emperor, you know, he can also mirror this authority figure in that, I mean, you know, yeah, we are familiar with the negative aspects of the father. It's harder for us, some of us, especially, I want to say especially pluterians. Those of us who are super hypersensitive, that feel everything, but that also is connected with our Plutos and with our dark sides. You know, maybe we're bad girls a little bit. Maybe we like to be bad girls a little bit. You know, I mean, not bad, but you know, like...
Yeah. Tap into our dark goddess energy.
Yeah, and fathers kind of typically don't like that kind of behavior from their daughters.
I hear you.
And can cause some issues. But this emperor, he rules with awareness. As a parent, I know what it feels like to lose my temper towards my kid. But I am confident enough and am grounded enough to be able to apologize for my kid if I'm in the wrong. Like, whoa, dude, Sophie, I'm sorry. Maybe that was a little bit too much. Or maybe, you know, I shouldn't have said that. My dad did make me write essays and shit about why I did the shit. And, like, he encouraged me to think about what I was doing. And I guess that's the only thing I appreciated about his bullshit. But... dude, that motherfucker never said sorry.
Right, and that's where this anger
when he was really in the wrong, you know?
Yeah, like that's where anger stems from. Like we don't feel like we're being like seen or heard at all, and like, over time it becomes anger and resentment, and I feel like that like clogs like your bottom chakras a lot and affects your masculine energy, and like that's what a lot of this feels like to me is like wounded masculine energy, you know, like that structure and actually like following a certain order, and it keeps us from being able to find that balance and incorporate it and weave it into our flow and our fluidity.
Absolutely. Which brings me to this download this morning. Right. All of this has been going on and we've been working with it. So this card sheds light on the subject.
Yes.
The Two of Diamonds. Two. You've got that yourself and the other. Juggling of those resources in that well, you've got two sides of the story.
Right. I pulled inner journey. And yes, we're talking about that. Like, all these experiences and all these, like, imbalances that we're moving through they all come back to the self. Like, what are we going to learn from this? Like, how are we going to evolve from this? Like, what are we going to take from these lessons, and how are we going to project them differently, like reprogram our beliefs in order to be able to put out new, healthier, balanced beliefs into the universe and into our families and our communities and our lives, our own personal lives, like having authority over the self. I know that this is what I want to do. I know that this is what I need to do, so I'm going to do it because it's going to benefit me, my greater growth, the greater growth of the collective.
Yeah, dude, that's so true. And I have to say too that this mirrors how I was raised, because my inner dialogue was really harsh. Like, I am hard on myself. And I've had to heal that because that's the dialogue that I mean, basically was...
You picked that up.
I picked it up.
It's mirroring. Like, when you are having that inner dialogue, think, who are you having that inner dialogue with? And it's the inner child. Like, it's the wounded inner child. And so when we do things that we perceive now as, like, older, wiser people to be immature or unbalanced, or like, oh, you could have done better than that, and we talk to ourselves in this negative way, like, we're talking to our little kids. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
so like having that belief, like having that awareness that you're literally just a little kid at times, that comes out, and that's what you're leading with, because you haven't gotten to that point yet. Like, is reparenting with compassion and like with love, and also forgiveness for your mistakes, forgiveness for not knowing better.
Yeah, and it's that both sides too. It's also that ability to kindly tell yourself, okay, you didn't get it quite right that time. You could do better. Because you've got to admit that you can do better to do better.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Indeed.
So, yeah, there's definitely a lot of different emotions and things to balance with parenting yourself and healing that authority figure. Because then you become your own authority figure.
Exactly.
If you're scared of it,
you're scared of...
how are you going to listen to it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, wow. Whoa. Right. When the dots connect. Yeah, that's crazy.
So at the end of the day, in the West, we're going to crawl into bed with 5 of hearts. That 5, we've been spinning around the 5.
We have been around the 5.
And it's, look, the water, and it's hearts and water. Yeah. All of these emotions, oh my God, they run so deep. Jesus, you can just cry and cry and cry.
Yeah. It's
their heart chakra wounds.
Yes. With this emotional release. Emotional release is what came up. And it's true. Like, if the anger came up before that, what came before the anger? All these things are like secondary reactions and like emotions, and it stems down to our childhood, the way we were brought up, the way we were raised, and even before that, like the lifetimes prior, like what are we carrying within our DNA, whether or not we're aware of it or not, it still echoes in these lifetimes, or in this lifetime, and it comes back to the healing, like how are you healing? And in order to heal anything, you have to feel it. And a lot of people don't like to feel the hard shit because it's hard. It's tough.
It hurts.
Exactly.
Like tattoos.
Yeah. But why do we do that? Because we know the end result will be beautiful.
Oh, 5 of hearts. It's really making me, I kind of wanted to mention the water portal again anyway, because I think it got edited out of the last video that I even mentioned that CoMA has a water portal now. And it's been a few times now that it's opened, and it's very apparent when it opens. And it was open this morning, and it was really amazing. And I was just like, the water portal, and water just comes down out of the tank that is holding the water.
We are the tanks.
And coming down and raining down on us as we do all of this inner healing work. So thank you so much for doing your own work, first of all.
Yay.
You're so brave and so amazing. And also, thank you so much for watching the video.
Thank you. Hey, I'm sure you'll see me again.
Yeah,
I'll be here
I've
for
got
a
to link up
while.
your videos with my videos somehow.
Yes,
Try to figure out how to do that.
I have some videos up on YouTube right now. I'm sure that that'll be somewhere where you can follow that or find that.
Yeah.
I'm on a hiatus from that YouTube channel
Because
right
she's here,
now. Because I am here, exactly. And yeah, this place has definitely been a journey.
It is.
We're on week 2.
Yeah.
We have many more to come.
Yes.
But yeah, there's a lot else that needs to be looked at right now.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful to be here in this space where I can tap into that healing and tap into that inner child work that's been really, really tough to look at. But yeah, there's definitely lots of gratitude towards the space and Eve for allowing me that ability to shine the light on there, you know?
Anyway, so, endless gratitude.
Yes.
Whether you're traveling mentally or physically, may it be in love and light.
And don't forget the lube.
Yeah, you gotta have it.
You do.
Ciao.